Hey there, Michael Stack here, CEO of Amax. So when we talk about the experience mod, I want to go through very quickly today this fundamental concept of actual versus expected. When you look at the experience mod and starting to understand it, starting to understand what it means, is a requirement, is a pre-requirement to be able to use it to your advantage. If you understand how it works and what it means, now you can use it to your advantage to lower your workers' compensation premiums and lower your workers' compensation costs. So I want to talk about this fundamental concept of actual versus expected. So actual versus expected in terms of losses, in terms of claim dollar losses, workers' comp claim dollar losses. I want to give you an example. I'll talk through this example and what it means. Let's think about a roofer. They're up on the roof. You've seen these guys up on the roofs. They're up a story, 2 stories, 3 stories. Sometimes a lot higher than that. But you see them up there. It's a risky type of job. The expected losses for that roofer are going to be higher than, let's say, the tile guy. The guy that goes into the bathroom. You've seen these bathrooms, beautiful tile work. A lot of times these nice glass or mosaic tiles. It's this incredible skill that these tile professionals have. But their expected losses are much lower than the guy that's up there on the roof. So their expected losses are much lower than the guy that's up there on the roof. If you can start to understand that fundamental concept of actual versus expected, now you can start to understand how the mod works. And I want you to think about this concept for a second. Is it possible that the actual losses for the roofer are higher than the tile guy? So the actual claim losses are actually higher. There's the dollar value, the losses, the total actual losses are higher for the roof guy, but his mod is actually lower. The roofing guy's losses are higher, but the ultimate mod, is actually lower. And the answer to that question is yes, of course, because they're expected to be higher. The roofing guy's losses are expected to be higher than the tile guy's losses. So if the roofing guy's losses are higher, his mod can still be lower. Think about what that means. You may need to think about this. You may need to play this video back a couple of times and analyze in your head, understanding that fundamental concept of actual versus expected, because that's all the mod is. That is all the mod is. If you're at a 1.0, you're hitting exactly what is expected. Your actual losses are exactly what was expected, what the actuaries developed. And if your mod is lower than 1, then your actual losses are lower. If your mod is higher, then your actual losses are higher. It's all about actual versus expected. Actual versus expected. So when you think about this in the grander scheme of what the mod means and how it impacts your business, how it impacts your work comp premiums, or that of your clients if you're a service provider, when you think about classifications, when you think about payroll, when you think about all those different things we don't have time to go into today that go into figuring out what your actual versus expected are, it all comes down to that one comparison. Understand that concept, and you are well on your way to understanding the mod, understanding how it impacts your business, and understanding how you can then drive down those costs of workers' compensation. Again, my name is Michael Stack. I'm the CEO of Amax. Remember, your work today in workers' compensation can have a dramatic impact on your company's bottom line, particularly if you understand the mod, everything we talked about today, and you're in a guaranteed cost type program. But all that being said, it definitely will have a dramatic impact on individual people's lives. So be great.